Do not stay in Canada illegally. I have no other ways to say this, but simply leave the country if your valid legal status in Canada has expired. That's the least you could do. That's the only favor you could do for you to be able to come back to Canada in a safest and a secured way. I am Niladri Mukherjee. I am a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. I practice here in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. A record number of people are staying in Canada illegally without their status after the status has been expired. I'm getting consultations, at more than one consultations every single day, where people are coming telling me that my status has expired 6 months back, 1 year back, sometimes even 2 years back, yet they did not leave the country because either they did not know what to do in those kind of situations, or somebody had misguided them. Whatever the situation is, passing the buck really do not help. It's your life. You have to understand that the moment you are staying even for a day illegally, or after the expiry of your status, which I'm referring as an illegal stay because that's what it is by law, you are jeopardizing your future. So if you make any future temporary resident visa applications in the future, mind you, that 1 day of additional stay is going to have a negative impact on you, right? So please make sure that you know how long you should stay in Canada, what to do when, so that you are not becoming a victim of your circumstances. If your status is expired, you still have got 90 days to apply for a restoration of status. First of all, if it's obviously your job to ensure that you do not fall out of your status, but just in case it does, you have something called restoration, because of which you can stay here in Canada till the time at least you get a decision on your restoration application. Whether that application will be accepted or no, that's a separate decision altogether, that's a separate discussion altogether, but at least you can stay here in Canada with the help of a restoration application. If the restoration window has passed as well, you can then apply for a temporary resident permit, if, big caveat here is if your situation demands, because not everybody is eligible and applicable to be applied for a temporary resident permit. You can then apply for a temporary resident permit if that situation demands and if you're eligible for, and stay till the time you get a decision. But if all these situations fail, please, please, please do not make a refugee claim. That's the worst thing you could do to completely jeopardize your future. People are getting a lot of incorrect advice these days and they just don't want to leave the country. And mind you, you can stay here in Canada illegally. Probably they don't really initiate an enforcement action against you for the most part, but doing so is making things more worse for you. Do not really think that the government will come again with some kind of an immigration application where they will try to, sort of give your status to all the undocumented workers and visitors. They're not going to do that, at least in the foreseeable future. So the only advice I can give through this video is to ensure that you know what your status is, till how long you can legally stay here inside Canada without getting into any kind of problem. If you want to stay longer than the authorized period of your temporary stay, apply for records, visitor records if need be. If your status has expired, apply for a restoration of status. If all those things fail, you can then apply for a temporary resident permit, knowing fully well that this is a complicated, expensive and time-taking applications. But if nothing really works out, the best thing you could do, simply follow IRCC's advice and leave the country. I deal with these kind of situations every single day, quite literally. If you need my assistance with a proper evaluation of your situation, all you have to do is to hop onto our website to book a relevant professional consultation. I'll be more than happy to review your situation holistically to let you know what needs to be done and when. Hope this helps. See you guys in the next one. Bye now.